All right, I'm excited to share today. Liz and I are here to talk about coaching and our stories a little bit so you can kind of get to know us and see where we started and why we did this, and talk to you a little bit about what we actually do and how you can do this too. So I will go ahead and kick it off. For those of you who have no idea who I am, my name is Shana, and I have been a coach for 6 years this month, which is just insane to me. Because this is something that I never saw coming and I did not expect it at all. When I first started coaching, it was right after I had that kiddo there, Ryan, and I had an emergency C-section with him. I was back in the hospital before he was even 2 weeks old because I had severe mastitis. It was a mess and I did not feel myself in my body at all. And I was going to be in my best friend's wedding as her matron of honor when he wasn't even 4 months old. And I was like, I don't want to look back at my best friend's wedding pictures and feel so uncomfortable. And I didn't want to be uncomfortable and self-conscious. And so I did what I always did at those points in my life. And I vented to Facebook because, that gets you far. But luckily, an old friend from high school saw my vent and she reached out and she said, look, I don't know if this is for you, but I do these workouts from home. They've worked really well for me. Would you be interested? And this is somebody who I'd known for a while. And I hadn't talked to her since high school. So it had been like 10 years, totally aging myself there. But I was growing up with this girl all through junior high, high school, and neither of us were like the fit, thin girls by any means. And I saw these pictures of her at the time. She had just had her second kid. She has 4 kids now, but at the time she just had her second kid and she looked incredible. And I was like, okay, I have to do whatever you're doing because clearly it's working. And 25 minutes a day from home, I can totally do that. So I started doing the challenge group with her, and I actually borrowed the DVDs from a friend. And I was like, nope, not drinking these shakes you talk about because I'm not a shake person. And bless her heart, she let me in anyway. And I started seeing results. I felt great at my best friend's wedding. I hadn't lost all the baby weight yet, but I felt good. And I was getting that energy back. And I was pulling myself out of this kind of low of postpartum depression. And it was about when my son was 9 months old that all of those wonderful medical bills started rolling in from the C-section and mastitis. And at the time, we were already living off of borrowed money from my parents. My parents, bless their hearts, gave us a car because our car broke down. We needed to get special formula for my son and couldn't afford it. And they let us borrow money for that. They were literally helping us to make ends meet every single month. And then these medical bills started coming in. And I remember sitting on the floor in our spare room in tears with my mom, like, how am I going to pay to have this kid that I've already had? It's not like I could take him back. Like, I needed to be able to afford these bills and I couldn't. And I knew that they would help me, but it was so humbling as a new mom who thought I had planned for everything. Like, we waited so long to have our son that I thought we had it all planned out, and we clearly didn't. And it was in that moment that in the back of my head, I remember my coach saying, hey, you should coach with me. And I thought she was crazy. I was super shy and introverted. I was broke, obviously. So the idea of putting any money towards buying these shakes and starting a coaching business seemed crazy. I wasn't at my goal weight yet. And so everything in me was like, you can't do this. But I didn't want to go back to work and I had to do something. And I thought, okay, if I do this, if I sign up, I'll give myself 3 months. I gave myself 3 months when I first started. And I'm like, if you can't cover your own costs, worst case scenario, what would happen? Well, we would be out 3 months worth of shakes, but I'm drinking them, so I would at least be using it. But best case scenario, maybe I could get the ball rolling and I could be able to stay home. And so I decided to dive in, and I was skeptical and a little nervous. But when I decided to go all in, I went all in. I worked this business. I was teachable and coachable, and I learned and I put myself out there way out of my comfort zone. And in the first 6 months, I was able to successfully have made enough money with coaching to be able to stay home and not have to borrow money from my parents anymore. And I was like, okay, this is actually something. This could work for me. And so I kept going. And since that moment, I mean, we've had so many successes. I was able to let my husband take a significant pay cut to quit his corporate job that he hated and become a police officer, which is his passion. He wanted to serve his community. We had my daughter, who you see here, and I paid out of pocket to have her because I really wanted to go to an OB that was not in my network. And I've just been able to feel comfortable, which I never would have thought was possible. Like I can go to the store and just buy something without having to shuffle funds around and worry about. And beyond that, it's brought people into my life that I never would have met otherwise. I have grown significantly. I always laugh, like if you would have met me 6 years ago and the person I am now, two totally different people. Like I never would have gotten on a call like this. If you would have told me when I started coaching, oh, you're going to get on calls, I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this then. Like I dropped my speech class plenty of times before my first speech in college for the exact reason that I don't talk in front of people. But I grew. And if you let this get uncomfortable for you and let it grow for you, it can do really significant things in your life. So that's a little bit about my story. I'll pass it off to Liz so she can share hers.
Hello, everybody. I'm Liz. I've been a coach for just over a year, but have been actively coaching for about 5 months. I got into coaching kind of a roundabout way. I've actually done Beachbody since I graduated high school, and I won't tell you when that was. But I had kind of written off home fitness at the time because as a trained competitive dancer, I had a certain level of training at that point, and the program that I had done way back when just wasn't cutting the mustard. And so I'd kind of written it off. But flash forward to getting married and having a baby and starting this new job, a girl that I had worked with had done programs more recently, had been drinking the shake for 3 years and had lost 75 pounds and like looked amazing. And it kind of got the ball rolling in my head a little bit. She followed Shana on social media. I started following Shana on social media and resonated so hard with where she was at in life, with life with littles and the blissful chaos that can be at times. But I didn't really know what coaching was or what it was about. Honestly, in my head, I kind of pictured like bored rich housewives that were selling like expensive athleisure wear. And I had a couple friends that did like other health products and just wasn't a fan of that either. So I had kind of like, I had this taste in my mouth about it. And so I wasn't super interested in it at first. And I get a lot of people that say the same thing to me, which is why I bring it up. But I remember back in my 20s, like a friend of mine had done P90X and he got like incredible results. And now there's this other friend that's drinking the shake and getting incredible results. So obviously there's something to these programs and these products, right? And here I was, 2 years postpartum, still struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety. I felt like I loved being a mom. I love being a mom. I love my daughter more than anything in the world, but I felt like I was failing at motherhood on the regular. My marriage was crumbling before me. I was crying myself to sleep frequently, and I knew something needed to change. So last summer, we had a program launch that was 100 workouts in 100 days. And something in my head was like, you're doing it, do that. And through talking with this girl that I worked with, I knew that I could get these shakes at a discount if I signed up as a coach. And so I was like, fine. Honestly, I also in the back of my head saw the freedom that coaching had given Shana and a couple of the other girls on our team that I started following through this process. And in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, you can sign up as a discount coach now, get these shakes at a discount, get the ball rolling, kind of dip your toes in, and slowly build this business while working full-time and transition into this going full-time. Well, then COVID happened and I was home. My daughter and my husband both have health conditions that put me in a position where it was safer for me to take a leave of absence than to risk bringing home something that we didn't know a lot about at the time. And so I decided I was going to give it that quarantine time. I was going to take a leave of absence. I was going to go all in with coaching and see if I could get this ball rolling. And at the end of my leave, I was laid off. And normally, under normal circumstances, that would have terrified me. It would have left me like completely paralyzed. But because I had coaching, it has offered me the opportunity to stay home and not have to go look for another 9 to 5 during the situation that we're in right now. Like, it has been game changing for our family. It has been game changing for my motherhood and my marriage. My husband will actually talk to people about how amazing these programs are because of the difference that it has made in me. And at the end of the day, I do this for me, but more importantly, as a coach, I get to do this for other people. I get to help them make that change in their life, and that is beyond rewarding. So that's a little bit about me and my story. And I will kick it back over to Shana.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so what do we actually do as coaches? This is the question I get all the time because people see us posting on social media, posting to our stories, but they're like, what do you actually do? Like, how do you actually make money and bring people into this? And we have what we call our 4 vital behaviors, and they're vital for a reason. If we aren't doing these things, our business doesn't thrive. But, and this is what I always think, if I'm not doing these things, then I'm not thriving in my health and fitness journey either. So I feel like the two really do go hand in hand. So first and foremost, what do? We get ourselves results. And I don't want anybody to come into this thinking, oh, well, I've got to have this before and after to be successful. I've got to have these crazy results. I've had people come into this to lose a significant amount of weight. I've had people come into this to gain weight. I've had people come into this to tone up and to have more of a mindset result and shift than their actual physical appearance. It's not about having this beach body and getting results. It's showing that this lifestyle and the products that we have help you in some way to grow in your own journey. And so that's the first thing that we do is we focus on ourselves first, because if we're not doing it, then literally it's us just going out there trying to sell products to people. And that is not what our team is about. Our team is about sharing what we are doing. And so that's the first part of it. The second part of this is connecting, inviting, and following up with people. So going out there and making connections with people. And this was the part that I was always super nervous about because I'm very introverted and I am like hermit lady. Like, quarantine life is not much different than Shana's everyday life. Like this, I like being at home. I like having, like, whenever I go out with friends, I like more of like the one-on-one friend time than like a big group of people. That just makes me anxious. And so that's the part that really made me nervous. But what I found is by sharing who I am, not trying to be anybody else, but just sharing who I am, sharing my story, I'm able to connect with people that are like me, that get me, that I feel comfortable just being myself around and talking like I would to anybody around. So you find your niche of people and you go out there and you connect with them and you invite them to be a part of this with you. And for me, this has never felt like an icky salesy thing because I'm literally sharing something that has changed me and that I love so much that it's like sharing my favorite pair of jeans, which, by the way, Paige jeans, the bomb. I love them. You can get them at Nordstrom Rack and they're all stretchy and I just absolutely adore them. And I tell everybody about them because I love them. I share my fitness and my nutrition programs that same way because I love it. Why wouldn't I share that with people? And then following up with people is just continually connecting with them and re-inviting them because I truly believe that everybody comes to this in their own time. My coach invited me to the coaching opportunity so many times before I said yes. And I'm so thankful now that she didn't give up on me the first time I said no, because if she did, I wouldn't be where I am today. Then our job is to get other people results. And that doesn't mean you've got to go over there and press play or you've got to host all of these virtual workouts. What it means is you help people figure out what program is going to work for them. And you get them connected with that. You get them into your virtual gym, your challenge group that we run on Facebook together. And we also have an app. So if you're not on Facebook, there's different platforms you can use. We all run these together as a team. So don't feel like if you join, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to like create this group and do all these things. Like, we've got you when you're first getting started, we've got you covered, but you bring your people in and you help them to get results. We have weekly meal plans that as a team we can share with you, and you can share that with people, but you just help them go through it. And by you showing up yourself in these groups, you're encouraging those that you bring along with you. And then the last part, and to me, the most important part, is we do personal development every day. And that has been the game changer for me. I've got an entire bookcase full of personal development books, and I was the person that would have rolled my eyes at you if you told me to read that 6 years ago. But they've changed my life. They've changed my mindset. They've helped me to grow into the person I am today. So don't feel like you have to come into this knowing everything. We're here to help you and to give you the trainings and give you the tools to grow into the person you need to be to reach whatever goal it is that you have. And a big part of that is through personal development. Okay, so how do you actually get signed up as a coach? There are so many different ways, and I'm not going to read over this entire slide, but I will say the best way to get signed up as a coach is with some sort of challenge pack. And basically what that means is you get access to all of our workouts online for an entire year. It's kind of like Netflix, but for workouts. It's amazing. You get 30 days of our shakes to start out with. You get 2 nutrition plans. It ranges anywhere from $140 when it's on sale all the way up to $220, depending on what you want to add to it. Some people like to add Energize and Recover, which is our pre and post workout. This is why I'm not going to go into super detail about this though. Your coach, whoever sends you this, whoever you're talking to, will help you figure out what's going to be best for you to get started. And they will help you customize your package to get started. I say that the challenge pack is the best way because yes, you can sign up as a coach by paying $40. But why? If you're doing that, you're literally coming into this business thinking, I'm going to sell products to people. And that's not what we're about. We are literally about sharing our journey, and you can't do that if you're not on your own journey. And just a couple of ideas on how we make money, because I get that question all the time. You earn 25 to 40% commission on everything that people buy from you. So whether it's a challenge pack, whether it's just the workouts, just the shakes, any of our supplements, we've got workout gear, we've got workout clothes, we have all kinds of things. You earn anywhere from 25 to 40% commission on those products. But in the long term, you earn residual income. So the people who are continuing to drink their shakes every single month, or continuing to order their beach bars, our snack bars that we have, or our pre and post workout, every month you'll earn commission on that. But the best way to grow your business and to earn an income, and what I have become even more passionate about outside of my own fitness journey, is growing your team. And to me, that is the exciting part. And I know it's scary when you first start because you're like, I don't know what to do. How am I supposed to grow a team? We're here to help you with that. We've got a team page, we've got trainings, everything to help you to be successful and grow into a leader. But that's where the real magic happens, because we're not about just signing up a bunch of people and being like, okay, good luck, peace. We bring you into our community of support and love, and we help you to grow. Because when your team starts being successful and helping people and growing their teams, you start to earn what we call team cycle bonuses, which basically put is you earn a percentage of how well your team does. And that's exciting. Like, we are so much stronger together. And that's what I always like to tell people. We're so much stronger together. When one of us grows, all of us grow. And that's a really incredible part of this. There's also rank bonuses and things like that. I'm not going to go into super detail, but as you start growing your team, you can qualify for different rank bonuses. There's quarterly bonuses where Beachbody actually gives their coaches back a percentage of what they have earned, which I think is incredible. There's a ton of different ways to earn, but the basics is right here. And like I said, we've got tons of training in our team page where we'll share even more with you and how to do that. So this is the slide that I love. I love ending on this slide. It just makes me happy. When I first started, I remember people telling me, dream big. And I was like, okay, like I just want to be able to afford to go buy hangers at Target so I don't have to keep stacking all my clothes. Like that's my big dream right now. But then when I started to see what all these people are able to accomplish, I thought, wow, maybe I should dream bigger. This business has allowed me to dream those big dreams that I thought were ridiculous. Like, I never in a million years thought that I would be a stay-at-home mom with a full-time plus income in a fitness business. Like, that was, all of those things separately are crazy, but all of them together, even crazier. I never would have thought that I would be able to let my husband take a pay cut and become a police officer. If you see the picture in the middle there, that's one of the coaches on my team, Julie, and her husband, and my husband, who is the very, very white one there. That's us on what we have. It's called a Success Club trip. Every year you're able to earn a free trip. This was us in Riviera Maya. Never in a million years did I think that I would go to an all-inclusive resort for free and get to bring my spouse and travel. Like, these things did not seem possible to me. And so I feel like every time I hit one of those small goals, it let me dream bigger. And then I could push for that. And then, wow, I hit that. And then it let me dream bigger. And so what I want to encourage you to do is sit down and think, if there was no chance of me failing, what would my big crazy dream be? What would I want for my life? What would my life look like? How would it feel to live that life? And it doesn't have to be that you want to quit your job. It doesn't have to be that you want to build a house. Like, your big dream could be like mine was when I first started, to be able to just afford to go to Target. Like, whatever your big dream is, it's possible with this if you let this change your life. And that's what I have to say, is if you let this change your life, because it will if you let it. But if you're hesitant, or if you try, or if you think, okay, like maybe I can do this, or you do this every once in a while, it's not going to work. It has to be something that you were ready to go for. And it doesn't have to mean that you give this 8 hours a day. I started by working my business in the cracks of time during nap time and 1 to 2 hours a day. It doesn't have to be this full-time thing, but you have to be willing to go in, get uncomfortable, be coachable, and learn and lean in when things get hard. Because I will tell you, just like any other job, it's going to have ups and downs. But if you keep going, that's where the magic happens. That's where things like this happen. Those big dreams happen. So last slide here, it just says you belong here. And honestly, I can't stress that enough. If you are passionate, if you have a helping heart that you want to help others, if you want to get healthier yourself, if you want a stronger marriage, if you want more patience with your kids, if you want girlfriends, I never thought I needed or would want girlfriends. And I mean, look at these women, they're beautiful. I'm so lucky to be a part of their lives. You belong here with us. And if you believe that, absolutely incredible things can happen. So reach out to your coach, let them know how you're feeling about it. Talk to us. We're all open books. We are here to share with you. And I hope that we get to see you on our team page soon.